Unedited. You already know what it is. It's your boy Retro with you on today. This is the day that the Lord has made, and I am still choosing to rejoice and be glad. Check it out, man. I want to talk to you real quick. Having all kind of little issues. Three. Mic check. One, two, three. And now we should be Gucci. All right. It is always something. For whatever reason, um, all my accounts are. I'm not going to say have been compromised, but I can't post to my personal page, and it won't allow me in to adjust it properly. So right now, I believe I'm streaming, if things are going as it should, to Kingdom Alignment Motorcycle Ministry page, which is fine. We also are streaming to Twitch, which I don't even really know how to work that site or whatever. Um, I believe it was my son that was telling me I should look it up, look into it, and then of course the infamous YouTube. We're streaming there as well. So where you're watching from, let us know in the comments section. In and out. Vernon, what's going on with you and yours, man? How about now? Is it still in and out? I tried to make a couple adjustments earlier, and so if you don't mind, let me know, sir, if it's still in and out or if it's better now. And then I will proceed with the message, the inspiration, the advice, the criticism, the dialect or dialogue, or for the day, the speech, the conversation. I don't know the words that I'll be releasing out of my mouth. Ladies and gentlemen, saints and ain'ts, everybody, including Lottie Dottie. Can you hear me now? Sounds good. All right, Bolo, thank you so much, sir, for letting me know, man. There's been so many times, I go through this whole spill only to find out that there was no audio. So I really appreciate people like yourself that lets us know. He's checking in from Connecticut. I was supposed to be in that area a couple of weeks ago. Matter of fact, last weekend was the plan, but I had forgot, to be honest with you, that I had already um, had an engagement or had committed to an engagement, and so we didn't make it to Connecticut. But we will be sliding through CT real soon. My old stomping grounds of sorts. And so check it out, guys. Today I want to talk to you real quickly for about the next 5.5 minutes about misplaced faith. All right, misplaced faith. And because I don't believe that faith is something that we necessarily lose. We kind of spoke about that on last night briefly. It came up during Bible study. I believe I was making a statement, and someone was asking for a little clearer the whole notion of misplaced faith. Um, and so one of the ways I explained it is right now, literally, I cannot find the keys to Ruby Red. I don't know what I'm gonna do, guys. I do believe I know my code and all that stuff, so I can, of course, she's down anyway. We got to get her fixed up and hashtag free Ruby Red. But on that keychain, there are some other keys that I need, like the keys to my trailer that are hooked up to the Gold Wing right now, and I can't unhook it because I can't find the keys. Um, and so that's not good. Now I know I had the keys last at home because when I got back from Virginia this past weekend, I unlocked the trailer, got my stuff out, and so I know they're somewhere around the house. They've got to be. I don't know, maybe in the they may even be in the trailer. I've looked, but I'm going to look again. And so it's not so much that they are lost. They might be lost to me, but in all actuality, they've just been misplaced. I hope y'all are picking up what I'm putting down. Misplaced faith is faith that is so often placed, uh, and it's been laid down carelessly. It's been possibly given to someone or something that it should not have been given to begin with, and so you placed it in the wrong place. You misplaced it. You haphazardly placed it. You ill-advised placed it, and your feelings have been hurt. Your dreams have been shattered. All of that stuff. And so then we say, I've lost faith in God, or I've just, I've no, you've just misplaced it. You've just misplaced it. I know a story, true story, no cap, about a young man who rose to the ranks of deacon in his local church, and in the process began to see some things and began to learn some things and understand some things, and as a result he is now a self-proclaimed atheist. That's a that's a safety mechanism that we so often put up. We say, you know what, I don't believe in this anymore. I'm laying this down. I'm no, no, no. You're hurting is what it is, number one. And you need to address it, and you need to deal with it in a safe way. I think what we do is we get mad with God because people have hurt us. And the reason why it hurts so deeply is because we put faith in them. We put trust in them. Our hope was attached to them and the expected and anticipated righteousness that we thought they would, exhibit. And I do that, we're crushed and we walk away so often from God, or we walk away from our mission, our calling, our assignment, our loved ones, and the list goes on and on and on as far as I'm concerned. Um, so we have to realize, ladies and gentlemen, saints and ain'ts, everybody, including Lottie Dottie, uh, that faith is something that's precious, and we ought to be careful who we give it to. The Bible says, I don't know, it might be in Hebrews, don't quote me, but it talks about faith as it relates to without it, it's impossible to please God. So why do you think the enemy is always after your faith? He's always trying to attack you, to cause you, to push you to lose faith, because you need your faith to please. The Hebrew boys, they had faith. They said, even if he doesn't deliver us, we're still not going to bow. That it takes faith to make such a statement. More importantly, to stand on it, because I guess anybody can, make a statement abruptly stopping for a turn, which is why we must pay attention, even when we're yapping our gums on social media. God, guys, and is doing everything within his power to get you to lose faith, because he knows without it you won't please God. It takes faith to be who you are. Because in the type of society that we live in today, they call good evil and evil good. So what happens when you represent good? They want to make you out to be some kind of crazy person. They want to make you out to be, some kind of lunatic or something, or someone who doesn't know what they're talking about. And if you're not careful, you might believe the lie and be damned. Because a lot of times they have the crowds. I've got 4 people watching right now. If I was talking about some TNA, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Some tatas and some, yeah. If I was talking about that, my goodness, the numbers would be through the roof. If I was always posting drama and craziness and foolishness, the numbers will be through the roof. And so sometimes you've got to hold to your faith, knowing that God's word will not return unto him void, knowing that in due season you shall reap if you faint not. It takes faith, ladies and gentlemen. You can't put your faith in your motorcycle, ruby red, right now at the house, bro. She'll crank up and everything, but she ain't going nowhere. Can you imagine if my faith was in ruby red, if my faith, my motorcycles? Can you imagine if my faith was in my miles? Speaking of which, my miles are not a badge of honor, they're a point of reference. If you look at my miles, it's just a point of reference, passion, commitment to what I do. I'm out here collecting miles and smiling to glorify God, to let somebody know that there's a God that still liveth. I don't do that from a place of honesty. See, I mess up. I make mistakes. I don't write all the time. Sometimes I've got to go back and apologize. Sometimes I got to go back and recant what I said the day before, because I'm not perfect. Now, one thing about me is I'm going to stand on what I know, and what I know, I know, I know, I know. But I will never let what I know keep me from learning what I do not know. Come on, man. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Sometimes you got to forget what you think you know and learn what you don't. It takes faith to do that. It takes faith for me to take what I know, put it aside, not saying that we're eating what we know, or not saying that we are eradicating or even reversing what we know. We're just sitting in here because we already know that, so let's sit shelf. You don't even got to put it on the shelf. Let's just sit this aside for now, because look at all this other stuff that I can be learning right now. Okay? So, misplaced faith. Sometimes we put faith in what we know. It took faith to get what you know. It took faith to learn what you know to an extent. But faith brought you there to bring you further. So open up. The old songwriter said, "Heist up your window, open up your door, and let them in." Yeah. Why don't you let them in? What are you talking about, Retro? I'm glad you asked. I'm talking about Jesus Christ. I'm talking about the good Lord, Savior himself. Open up your heart and let him in. I know you've been hurt by, look at here. Look at here. When I tell you, look at my orbital sockets. I've been hurt in church, by the church. And when I say by the church, I'm talking about by the people that make up the church. Okay? The organization, not the organism. You got to catch what I'm putting out here this morning. I've been hurt by them boogers. And sometimes the hurt resurfaces. But I will not let them, and I will not let you, and no, I won't even let me stop me from praising my God. Because what he has done for me, nobody else can do. Who he is to me, nobody else can be. Where he's taken me, nobody else can take me. In the midst of my nothingness, God gives me something. In the midst of my barrenness, God begins to produce. I did not get on here to talk to everybody, but I got on here to talk to somebody. That's you. I know you will. It, with a little bit of sun. It's not really cloudy at all, but it's absolutely beautiful. This is probably my favorite time of year to ride, and this is definitely my favorite weather to ride in. I do not like riding in extreme heat, nor do I like riding in extreme cold. But if I had to choose cold over the extreme heat, I would probably choose the cold. Because there's more ways to warm up while riding than there are ways to cool down when riding. I need something to drink, and I need something to eat. And if you know me, you know I'm going to fix that problem. Yeah, I'm going to fix that problem real quick. Real quick. I'm going to stop up here at Gunner's. I stop here frequently when I'm, in Moxville, which is where I'm headed today. I'll be there for a space of time. And but I want to hop on and talk to you. Uh, see, go back to my keys being lost, or should I say misplaced? Because the reality is there is a designated space for all keys in the McIver residence. Okay, and so when you come in the house, you're supposed to hang them up on the designated place. Yeah. When you're done using the keys for the day, there's a place you're supposed to put them. That way, when you get ready to need them the next day, you know exactly where they are. And when you don't put them where they're supposed to be, it's easy for them to be misplaced. You know, sometimes I'm tired and I come home and I forget to take my keys in the designated place. And then I will get undressed and I begin to empty my pockets and I'll put them on the dresser. Sometimes I'll put them on the side of the bed at my little space I have there. Um, but it's easy for them to be knocked over, pushed aside, and misplaced. When you don't put them where they belong, they end up in places they're not supposed to be. And all I'm simply trying to say is too many of us, we are putting our faith in the presidency. We're putting our faith, you know, in the boss man. We're putting our faith in our entrepreneurial endeavors. We're putting our faith in the pastor, who is only human, and he is subject to fail, as are you. But if we put our faith in the right place, in God, I believe it was the Apostle Paul who made the um, statement, or at least alluded to, follow me as I follow Christ. It's okay to follow retro as long as retro is following Christ. But don't have your eyes so fixed on me that you can't see the error of my ways, if there be any. And if you are breathing and you got a belly button, then chances are you have some errors in your ways, because none of us are perfect. None of us are perfect, ladies and gentlemen. So it's okay to be inspired by your social media sensations. But my motivation comes from God and God alone. You might inspire me. Inspiration will make you think about it. Motivation will make you move on it. I don't want to move without acknowledging God. I know some of your social media sensations, they've got millions of views and they've got thousands and thousands upon thousands of followers. And when they say it, you take it as the gospel because, you know, if it's on the internet, it's got to be true, right? Be very careful. Be very, very careful. Because sometimes deception is cloaked in truth. I'll say that one more time. Sometimes deception is cloaked or clothed, adorned with truth. Or maybe I should say with fabrics of truth. That's what Lucifer did to Eve. He said, "You won't surely die." It was a truth, but he wasn't being truthful. And so, ladies and gentlemen, saints and ain'ts, everybody, including Lottie Dottie, it is your boy Retro. You're riding live with me. Retro Philosophy TV, life unedited. See what's happening right now? I can't edit this. When it ends, when it comes to a stop, you know, I can go back and I can make some changes and repost it. But life don't work like that. It's unedited. You got to do the best you can with what you got while you can. And if by chance, because sometimes we get a second run at things, if you do get a second chance, even it is unedited. You can't go back and change what's already done. You can just make better chances at the second attempt. So life, my brothers and sisters, is unedited. So if you catch me on my face, keep watching because I'm getting up. keep watching because I'm going to dust myself off and say, Father, forgive me. I fell. Lord, have mercy on me. I messed up. And when I say I fell or messed up, it's not always, you know, sin per se, guys. But even if it is that, we have an advocate with the Father. He is righteous. He is just. He's forgiving. He's loving. He's kind. He's compassionate. He's understanding. He's willing. And he will receive us. He told us that we can cast all our cares upon him. He told us to take his burden because his burden is light. And so what we must learn to do is call upon him while he may be found of us. I tell people all the time, God does not have a problem with your sin. Now let me pause. I'm not telling you that God likes your sin. I'm not telling you. What I'm saying is he doesn't have a problem with it because he's already conquered it. He's got power over your sin, and he's given you that same power. The problem God has is when we fail to get up out of the sin. Yeah. So if you sin, my dear brother or sister, if you mess up, let's not even say sin, even though, it is what it is. But let's just talk about you as a father. Let's talk about you as a mother. Let's talk about you as a friend, a business owner. And you messed up. Let's start there. You made the wrong choice. You made the wrong decision. It's okay. The world is not going to end. I promise you. You're not the first and you won't be the last. Take your mistake. Take your problem. Take it to God. Said, man, Lord, I thought this was the right thing to do, man, and apparently it wasn't. Lord, help me to make a better choice. Help me to make a better decision. Help me to, whatever the case may be. And you mark my words. He will do it. If you bring it to him and you are honest and sincere, he will help you. I'm a living witness, not just a firm believer, but a living witness that he will. I was yet in my sin and called upon his name, and he heard me. And as the psalm writer said in the book of Psalms, he heard me and delivered me out of all my fears. Not one or two, but all of them. Every last one of them. Yeah, every last one of them. Trying to say it like that uncle with the, every last one of them. He delivered me from every last one of them. Hey, you got to love God. Real talk, man. You got to love God, man. You got to love God. Don't look at God through your lens. Don't look at God through your course of business. Because if you try to look at him through your lens or through your course of business, no. Why would a God like that love a man like me? I failed him over and over again, consistently, miserably. He can love you because he died for you. He can love you because you're his. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. I want to encourage somebody. I'm going to get out of your way. I want to encourage 3 or 4 of you guys that are listening to me, and about 7 of y'all that's going to watch the replay. I want to encourage you to pick back up your faith. And in the words of my good friend, May So Young, who's watching with us on this morning, keep pressing. Keep pressing. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care what it feels like. I don't care how many times you failed. I don't care how many times you gave up. I don't care how many times you wrote your resignation letter. I don't care. What I'm telling you right now, pick back up your faith. Put your big boy drawers on and your boomers on. Pick up your faith and keep pressing forward. You said, but Retro, you don't know. I don't understand it. I believe. The Bible doesn't say he that understandeth. Said he that believeth and is baptized shall be saved. I don't need to understand because I believe. My faith is not in me because I will mess it up every single time. My faith is not in me. I will disappoint you. Let me be the first to tell you. My faith, as should your faith be in God. Pick it back up. Said, Brother Retro, I can't find it, man. Go back to the last place you know you felt God. Go back to the last place where you know you heard God. I tell people often, if you don't know what God is saying, keep doing what he said. So I don't know what God is saying right now, and I'm out in the middle of the wilderness. Um, I'm out in the middle of no man's land, and I'm confused. I'm hurting. I'm perplexed. I'm distraught. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna revert back to what I know he last said. Yeah, go back. I'm gonna preach this one day. Go back to the lost and found. I remember one year we were down at the water park. My kids were young at the time, and they had them little flip flops was banging at that time. You know, they were popular, and my son had just bought him a nice pair of Nike flip flops. Boy, hot that day. We was out at the so he took off his flip flops to ride real quick and came back and them things on. I'm sorry about that, guys. And flip flops was gone, y'all. And about 90 some degrees out there. It was burning his feet. So we did. We went to the lost and found. We told security what happened. They said, "Well, go to the lost and found." And they said these may not be the ones you had, but they'll at least get you through the day. Come on, somebody. Sometimes you got to go to the lost and found. I think they might have been some pink slippers or something, but it kept his feet from getting burnt on the hot asphalt. So we lost faith. To the lost will meet you there. I'm done, but let me say this to somebody. I'm gonna say this. I don't know if you heard it when I said it a while ago. If you don't know where you misplaced your faith at, get to the lost and found. Jesus will meet you there. And for those of you who are walking in faith currently, I want you to understand while they are on their way to the lost and found looking for Jesus, they may need you to be his representative until they find him. So deal kindly with people. Be intentional with your kindness. Let the Lord use you. A soft answer turns away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. Take advantage of all teachable moments. Don't be so stuck in your prideful state of mind that you can't forgive somebody for transgressing against you. Take that as a teachable moment and be an example and not one that condemns. It is your boy Retro, ain't but one of me. You find another Retro with a curly mustache, and I'll show you an imposter. Because nobody else want to be me. Nobody else can be me because I smash at being me with all my flaws and all. If you don't learn to become comfortable in your skin, you will forever be uncomfortable. Facts. Brother May, so keep pressing forward, man. We love you. We appreciate you. We're proud of you. and we're gonna get together and ride with it, handlebar to handlebar, man. We're gonna burn up some interstate, get some miles in together. Matter of fact, I'll send you some dates, some things that I'll be doing, some places I'll be going, in case you'd like to join us on the journey. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Retro. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you also like our page on Facebook, Mission 448, and get out and ride the four corners of your state. I'm trying to ride the four corners of every state, and that's what Mission 448 is all about, collecting the four corners of the lower 48 states. I have arrived to the place that I'm going to dine, and because I was hungry, real hungry. I'm hungry, hungry. You know, if they say it twice, it's real. You know. So I'm gonna back this thing on in here. Pulling my trailer today. I got no choice but to pull it because I've misplaced my keys. They're not lost. They're just misplaced. Wherever they are, they say, "Retro, man, come get us, man. We alone. We lonely. We need you. We want you." And that's what your faith is saying right now. All right, guys. I'm gonna go in here and get me something to eat. Get over to my assignment because I got much stuff to do on today. Love you too, Brother Meso. We'll talk to you soon.